So we all know there's a lot of tension right now. When the cameras were off, what were they telling you, the state delegations, about how nervous they are about getting the investment with all the trade disputes going on?
So what they said is that there is the conversation, the rhetoric at the very high echelons, and then there's the people who really get things done, get down to business. And the states, the representatives from these states, were quite optimistic, and they're selling all sorts of things, incentives, tax incentives, land, credits, utilities. One of the interesting booths that I saw was from Puerto Rico, of course, a territory, not a state. Everybody talks about the 50 states. This is a territory that was devastated about a year ago by Hurricane Maria. And I thought it was interesting that in this age where we see foreign direct investment in the U.S. on the decline, last year 92%, in the first 5 months, 92% decline of Chinese foreign investment in the U.S. Here we have Puerto Rico appealing, making a large appeal, competing with these states for that money. I sat down and spoke with the Secretary of Commerce and Economic Development from Puerto Rico, and I asked him what he and his delegation hope to achieve by coming to Washington for Select USA.
There's a new awareness about Puerto Rico, who we are, where we're located, and it was not the case necessarily before. So taking advantage of this silver lining opportunity of the awareness, we also wanted to come here and talk directly to the investors, to the community, and tell them the reasons why Puerto Rico is a great place to invest, that Puerto Rico is part of the U.S., that we offer a great workforce, that Puerto Rico has a privileged geographical location, and then we also offer attractive tax incentives, although we are part of the U.S.
You recently revised your tax code to make Puerto Rico even more enticing.
That is right. The governor of Puerto Rico, ever since he took office in January, has been saying that Puerto Rico is not only open for business, but he's very committed to improve the business climate in the island and be more competitive. We are in the process of presenting, we already presented to the local legislature, two major bills. One is a local tax reform that basically reduces the taxes to individuals and corporations, and also a new incentives code, which basically consolidates all the great incentives that we offer. But this time around, it's improving the processes associated with application and approval, and also introducing an ROI, or return of investment methodology, to measure the effectiveness of all the incentives to make sure that they provide the benefits for the people of Puerto Rico. So the governor has been very, very active, probably one of the few governors in the island of the last couple of decades that already has in mind the need to really improve the business and investment climate in Puerto Rico, and he's been very successful so far.
When you're speaking to investors that are concerned about the post-hurricane infrastructure, how do you address those concerns?
We're trying to look at it from the bright side and the opportunity of a lifetime to finally transform the electrical system and the infrastructure. Never in our lifetime we had an opportunity as the one that we have in front of us. It takes three things. Number one, the vision and the leadership. Number two, the financial resources. And number three, the right policies to back that up. Those are the things that we had in front of us today, and the governor has said it very, very many times. It is a blank canvas. We have the opportunity to have the infrastructure that we want, that we need, and it is necessary to foster economic growth and economic development. And I am very positive that because we have the leadership and the vision in our governor, because we have the financial resources that will come from the federal government, and then we have the right policies.
Puerto Rico is known for manufacturing pharmaceuticals and medical devices. What other investments are you looking for? What sectors are you luring?
Here today, we wanted to talk about and deliver the message that we still want to support our long-term partners, pharmaceuticals, biotechnology, and medical devices. And we believe that there are tremendous opportunities in those three sectors in Puerto Rico. But in addition to that, we want also to add aerospace. It's something that we wanted to convey the message that it's growing and that we're seeking more investment. And then equally important, you have the technology sector. Puerto Rico is really aiming at becoming a real player in innovation, technology, and export services. But not only we're seeking actual companies similar to the ones that we have in the island, but we're also seeking the suppliers and the supply chain around those sectors.
So if you're an investor from Europe or Asia here at Select USA, you've been pitched by governors from various states. So why come to Puerto Rico?
When you look at the workforce, being part of the U.S. with all the benefits that is associated with doing business in the U.S., attractive tax incentives, and our geographic location, those four things are a very powerful combination. But I would like to add a fifth. The over $60 billion that are going to be invested by the federal government in the long-term recovery and reconstruction of Puerto Rico, especially in infrastructure and housing, it's very hard to miss as well. So I think this is a very unique, unprecedented time in the island in Puerto Rico that offers a unique set of ingredients that are very hard to miss by any investor or entrepreneur or business owner that wants to establish a business in the U.S. It's hard to miss. Puerto Rico is very hard to miss.